What if I told you that there were just 5 kettlebell exercises you needed to do, and by doing them you could get your upper body stronger than ever? Most men get caught up in complex workouts when a single kettlebell can deliver functional strength, muscle growth, and energy that endures for years. Ignore these, and you face the gradual decline that leaves many men feeling frail as they age. Every year after 30, muscle loss accelerates, joints demand care, and recovery slows. That's why kettlebells are ideal. They align with natural movements, minimize joint strain, and adjust to your unique needs. Are you ready to get crazy strong? Let's get started. Exercise 1. Kettlebell clean and press. Ever notice how the guys with the most impressive upper bodies move with that explosive power and coordination that can't be faked in a gym? Most men over 35 focus on slow, isolated movements while neglecting the explosive, full-body exercises that create both impressive muscle and real-world athletic ability. The kettlebell clean and press isn't just another exercise. It's the ultimate upper body power movement that combines explosive pulling strength with overhead pressing power in one devastating combination. This powerhouse move builds your shoulders, traps, arms, and upper chest while challenging your grip strength and core stability in ways that create total body integration. From a functional standpoint, the clean and press builds the exact kind of explosive upper body power you need to dominate in every physical situation. Think about it. Whether you're helping your teenage son move his weightlifting equipment from the garage to the basement, lifting heavy coolers over your head to load them onto your boat, or having the explosive strength to help someone who's fallen without getting hurt yourself, it all comes back to that coordinated power that clean and presses develop. The clean teaches your body to generate power from the ground up, while the press builds the overhead strength that creates those broad, powerful shoulders that fill out every shirt you wear. How to perform the kettlebell clean and press correctly. Start with the kettlebell on the ground between your feet. Hinge at your hips and grab the kettlebell with one hand. Explosively extend your hips and pull the kettlebell up. Guide it to your shoulder in the rack position. Don't let it crash. From the rack, press the kettlebell straight overhead with authority. Keep your core braced and don't let your body lean. Lower back to the rack, then back to the ground with control. This should be one fluid, explosive movement from ground to overhead. Beginner option. Learn the clean and press as separate movements first. Master the clean to rack position, then add the press once you can consistently catch the weight smoothly. Do 4 sets of 5 to 8 reps per side with moderate weight that allows for explosive movement and perfect technique throughout. But if you think explosive power alone will build complete upper body development, you're missing the pulling exercise that creates the thick back that makes you look powerful from every angle. Exercise 2. Kettlebell single arm row. Your entire posterior chain will benefit from this one, but here's what separates men with impressive physiques from those with average development. They understand that back thickness and width are what create that powerful, V-tapered look that makes you stand out in any crowd. Science tells us that single arm rows allow you to handle more weight per side while forcing your core to work overtime to prevent rotation. This unilateral training builds more total muscle because each side has to work independently while your core stabilizes the entire movement. The single arm row builds the kind of back development that creates that impressive thickness you can see through fitted shirts while developing the pulling strength that balances all your pressing work. This is the strength you need when you're pulling your boat up onto the trailer after a day on the water, starting your motorcycle after it's been sitting all winter, or maintaining that confident, upright posture that commands respect in business meetings and social situations. The kettlebell's unique shape and offset center of gravity create constant tension throughout the movement, while forcing your grip and stabilizing muscles to work harder than they would with dumbbells or machines. How to perform the kettlebell single arm row correctly. Place one hand and knee on a bench for support. Hold the kettlebell in your opposite hand with arm hanging straight. Keep your back flat and core engaged throughout the movement. Pull the kettlebell toward your hip, driving your elbow back. Squeeze your shoulder blade hard at the top of the movement. Lower with control while resisting the rotation. Feel the stretch in your lat at the bottom position. Complete all reps on one side before switching. Beginner option. Use a lighter kettlebell and focus on the squeeze at the top and controlled lowering. You can also perform this movement with your free hand on your hip instead of the bench. Do 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps per side, focusing on that hard squeeze and feeling the muscle work throughout the entire range of motion. Now, I'm about to show you the overhead pressing variation that allows you to handle heavier weights while building the kind of shoulder mass that creates that broad, powerful look. Exercise 3. Kettlebell push press. This exercise allows you to move heavier weights overhead than any strict press, while developing the kind of full body coordination and shoulder strength that creates impressive upper body development. The push press builds the kind of overhead strength and shoulder mass that makes you look powerful in everything from tank tops to dress shirts, while developing the full-body coordination that separates athletic men from those who just look strong in photos. The ability to use your legs to drive power overhead teaches your body to work as one integrated unit rather than isolated parts. This exercise develops the overhead strength that translates to every aspect of your active lifestyle. Whether you need the power to help your neighbor lift something heavy onto a high shelf, the shoulder strength to throw a perfect spiral to your son even after 20 years out of football, or the overhead stability to handle heavy objects above your head during weekend projects, the push press builds exactly that kind of functional capability. The push press develops shoulder strength, overhead stability, and full-body coordination while allowing you to challenge your muscles with weights that would be impossible with strict pressing alone. How to perform the kettlebell push press correctly. Clean the kettlebell to the rack position at your shoulder. Stand with feet shoulder-width apart and core braced. Dip slightly by bending your knees and hips. Explosively drive up through your legs while pressing overhead. Use the leg drive to help launch the kettlebell to lockout. Lower the kettlebell back to the rack position with control. The leg drive should make the press feel easier, not harder. Keep your core tight throughout the entire movement. Beginner option. Start with the kettlebell already in the rack position and practice the timing of the leg drive with the press. Use lighter weight until you master the coordination. Do 4 sets of 6 to 10 reps per side with weight that challenges you while allowing for explosive leg drive and solid lockout overhead. Coming up next is the chest building exercise that's safer than bench pressing while still delivering serious muscle building results. Exercise 4. Kettlebell floor press. Now, you're definitely going to want to see this next exercise because it's going to build serious chest and tricep development while being completely safe for your shoulders and requiring no bench. The kettlebell floor press. This movement is the perfect alternative to bench pressing that builds impressive chest mass while protecting your joints. The kettlebell floor press builds the kind of chest and tricep development that fills out your shirts while being infinitely safer than traditional bench pressing for men who may have shoulder concerns or simply want to train at home. The floor provides a natural stopping point that prevents overstretching while still allowing for maximum muscle activation. This exercise develops the pressing strength that makes you look and feel powerful while building the chest mass that creates that impressive shelf under your shirts. Whether you need the pressing power to help push a stalled car out of the way, the chest development that makes you look impressive in fitted clothing, or the tricep strength that shows when you're wearing short sleeves, the floor press builds exactly that kind of functional mass. The floor press builds your chest, triceps, and front delts while being completely joint-friendly and requiring nothing more than a kettlebell and floor space. How to perform the kettlebell floor press correctly. Lie on your back with knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Hold kettlebells at chest level with arms perpendicular to the floor. Lower the weights until your elbows touch the floor. Pause briefly with your elbows on the floor. Press the kettlebells straight up to full arm extension. Don't bounce your elbows off the floor. Use the pause. Focus on squeezing your chest at the top of the movement. Lower with control, back to the floor position. Beginner option. Start with one kettlebell pressed with both hands, or use lighter weights and focus on the pause and press rather than maximum load. Do 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps, focusing on the pause at the bottom and powerful press to lock out while squeezing your chest muscles. And finally, let's get into the exercise that builds shoulder stability and mobility while strengthening the smaller muscles that keep your shoulders healthy for heavy lifting. Exercise 5. Kettlebell Halo. Finally, let's get into that exercise that will complete your upper body transformation while ensuring your shoulders stay healthy for decades of heavy lifting. The Kettlebell Halo. This underrated movement builds incredible shoulder mobility, stability, and core control while strengthening the smaller stabilizer muscles that prevent injuries. The Kettlebell Halo builds the kind of shoulder, health, and stability that allows you to lift heavy and press hard without injury, while developing the core control that ties your entire upper body together. This movement strengthens the smaller stabilizer muscles around your shoulders while improving joint health. Absolutely crucial if you're going to be pressing heavy kettlebells overhead. This exercise develops the shoulder, mobility, and stability that allows you to continue all the activities you enjoy without pain or restriction. Whether you need the shoulder health to maintain your golf swing without discomfort, the mobility to reach in all directions during home improvement projects, or the stability that prevents the shoulder impingement that sidelines so many men your age, the Halo builds exactly that kind of protective strength. The Halo works your shoulders, traps, arms, and core stabilizers, while improving the kind of three-dimensional shoulder function that prevents injuries and keeps you moving well. How to perform the Kettlebell Halo correctly. Hold a kettlebell by the horns with both hands. Keep the kettlebell close to your head throughout the movement. Slowly rotate the kettlebell around your head in a controlled circle. Keep your elbows pointing forward as much as possible. Your head should stay still while the kettlebell moves around it. Complete the full circle before changing directions. Keep your core engaged to prevent your ribs from flaring. Move slowly and with complete control throughout. Beginner option. Start with a very light kettlebell or even practice the movement without weight. Focus on the movement pattern and gradually increase the size of the circle as mobility improves. Do 3 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions in each direction, focusing on smooth, controlled movement and maintaining perfect posture throughout. All right, now let's get into that complete training plan that will transform your upper body using just these 5 kettlebell exercises. Science has shown us that compound movements with progressive overload build more muscle mass and functional strength than isolation exercises performed on machines. The complete upper body transformation workout includes 5 exercises. First, kettlebell clean and press for 4 sets of 5 to 8 reps per side to build explosive upper body power. Second, kettlebell single arm row for 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps per side to build impressive back thickness. Third, kettlebell push press for 4 sets of 6 to 10 reps per side to develop maximum overhead strength. Fourth, kettlebell floor press for 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps to build chest mass safely. And fifth, kettlebell halos for 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps in each direction to build shoulder, health, and stability. Here's your upper body transformation protocol. For frequency, train your upper body 3 times per week with at least 1 rest day between sessions to allow for muscle growth and recovery. For intensity, use challenging weights that force you to work hard while maintaining perfect form throughout every repetition. For progression, increase weight by 2.5 to 5 pounds, or add 1 to 2 reps when you can complete all sets with perfect form. For rest periods, take 90 seconds to 2 minutes between exercises to maintain intensity while allowing adequate recovery. The equipment you'll need is efficient and versatile. You need kettlebells ranging from 20 to 60 pounds depending on your current strength level and the specific exercise. Having multiple weights allows for proper exercise-specific loading and continued progression. You also need adequate floor space for the floor press and halo movements. There are 4 key success factors for upper body transformation. First, prioritize movement quality over maximum weight. Perfect form builds muscle while preventing injury. Second, focus on the mind-muscle connection. Feel the target muscles working throughout each exercise. Third, progress systematically. Consistent progression forces your muscles to adapt and grow. Fourth, maintain balance between pushing and pulling. This prevents injury and creates complete development. Follow these muscle-building progression guidelines. During weeks 1 and 2, focus on mastering movement patterns while establishing strength baselines with manageable weights. During weeks 3 and 4, increase weights when you can maintain perfect form throughout all sets and repetitions. During weeks 5 and 6, continue progressive overload while ensuring you can still perform all movements with control and precision. During weeks 7 and 8, assess your strength gains and physique changes to gauge your progress. If you thought that this video was helpful, be sure to share it with someone else you think might like it. And remember, these 5 kettlebell exercises can completely transform your upper body if you approach them with the intensity and consistency they deserve. You'll be building muscle that looks as impressive as it performs while developing the strength that serves you in every aspect of life. Now go transform your upper body with the power of intelligent kettlebell training.